I'm on the fiddle. Okay, cool. So today we have the latest album from the 1975 called Being Funny in a Foreign Language. This is the first album we've got from them since Notes on a Conditional Form, which I believe dropped two and a half years ago. I remember it dropping in the middle of COVID. I enjoyed it for the most part. A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships is still my favourite 1975 album. Prior to that, I wasn't really messing with them that much. But I'm looking forward to this. I haven't heard any of the singles, so I have no idea what the sound of this is going to be like. Let's get into it. Being Funny in a Foreign Language, 1975. First track, like all of their albums, is the 1975.
This'll get bigger, if you know what I mean. I'm sorry if you're living
Strange vocal effect.
I'm feeling apathetic after scrolling through hell. Think I've got a boner.
I like that. Feeling apathetic after scrolling through hell. Like, that just reminds me of Bo Burnham Inside.
Feeling apathetic after scrolling through hell. Think I've got a boner, but I can't really tell.
I think I've got a boner, but I can't really tell.
It's cynical, it's Adderall, and vitriol, and young people drinking Aperol.
Aperol's not nice.
And this is what it looks like.
I'm liking the way it's building.
Postmodern lens on, call it
Love the strings.
making an aesthetic out of not doing well. I'm mining all the bits of you think you could sell.
Ooh! You're making an aesthetic out of not doing well, and you're mining all the bits that you think you can sell. I mean, that kind of relates back to some of the lyrics from A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships, specifically Love It If You Made It, where he spoke about commodifying pain and suffering, essentially.
You see our concept, you see American dreams, meaning buying up all of my self-esteem. While you and I created a legitimacy. Sorry if you're living and you're 17. I'm sorry if you're living and you're 17.
That says so much, that lyric. I'm sorry if you're living and you're 17. That says a lot, to me at least, because, like with every technology is exponentially getting, more accessible and more advanced. So, and it's not a question of, looking at 17, oh my God, like all these young'uns, all these Gen Zs or blah, 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 or Gen Ys or whatever it is now. It's kind of like recognizing that they have it harder and they have a lot more pressures than, I'm not that far removed from being 17. I'm 25. So, I remember being 17 and it was already kind of fucked up. You had, Instagram and Snapchat and all these social pressers like just hitting their apex. And now it's just so deeply ingrained. I can imagine, being a 17-year-old, specifically a 17-year-old girl, because I think teenage girls do have it harder with, societal pressures and shit like that. And it's just amplified by social media. And then you have the older generation saying, back in my day, I only had this and that, and you've got all of this. And they don't recognize like how fucking, how triggering and how anxiety producing it can be growing up being a literal child in this day and age. Sorry if you're living. I do really like that lyric. Sorry if you're living and you're 17. Nice. I really enjoyed that opening. Thematically and lyrically, it's what you kind of expect from Matty Healy. I used to have a problem with him being super like on the nose about his points, but now I think his writing's got so much stronger that I enjoy it. And as usual, it has just, these really strange idiosyncratic references to, having a boner and QAnon, and it's still somehow poignant. Okay, first proper song is Happiness. Yeah, fucking slap bass. It's so 80s, I love it. I'll go blind just to see you. Now, okay, I know Matty Healy loves a lot of different forms of media and shit. I don't know if you guys have ever heard or seen the film The Lobster. Spoiler warning. if you want to see it, skip this bit. But at the end of that film, the whole film's about these people they stay in this place. It's like dystopian, futuristic film, and they stay in this resort and they have to find a soulmate within 45 days or they get turned into an animal. And then these people break off, live in the forest, and like, we reject this, blah, blah, blah. But people still build these relationships on these like facades. And at the end, Colin Farrell's character is standing in front of a mirror because the woman he's fallen in love with has now gone blind. And the only thing they had in common really was that they were both short-sighted. And he's literally standing with a knife. I'll put a screenshot up. He's standing with a knife like to his eye. And then it cuts to black and you don't know whether he's literally gone blind for this woman to see her, to have that common ground. But it's surface level and it's a really, really tragic film. If you haven't seen this film, please do. Did they actually just get like Kenny G on this track? That was so 80s. It was so like, again, like Kenny G, Wham type shit. I fuck with that vibe. Again, like what I've grown to like about the 1975 since A Brief Inquiry, because again, before that I wasn't really messing with them, is that when they tried to do a sound, they went all in. So like when they did People, the full on like punk screamo track for the last album, they went fully into it. When they were doing garage songs, they were fully going into it. And sometimes it doesn't work, and that's okay. But when you try to do something, just go all in. And that's what I really, really mess with them for. Next song is Looking for Somebody to Love. What? Okay, so, you know, on Spotify, you have these like storyline things. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try and zoom in. But I wish I hadn't read this now. Because apparently this song is about school shootings. I wish I hadn't read that, because I would have loved to like learn that on my own. But okay, let's see.
Somebody running for the field. Somebody should have stayed home. Somebody picking up a body of somebody they were getting to love. Gun in his hand, looking for somebody to love.
Okay. It's pretty on the nose. Gun in his hand, looking for somebody to love. It's you know, they've done this thing before, you know, where they cover these really, really dark topics and make it this like 80s synth pop danceable tune, like It's Not Living If It's Not With You. You know, sounds like this. I fucking love that song. Sounds like this super upbeat, happy, fun pop song, and in reality, it's about drug addiction. So they're doing that again. I love those type of songs. I love songs that give you these two completely contrasting emotions at the same time. Okay, this is pretty on the nose and violent. Oh my god. Fucking Jesus. I mean, it's kind of fitting to, you know, some might call it distasteful to make a song about, you know, an epidemic in America that's so fucking serious and fucked up, and, you know, frame it in an upbeat dance 80s song. I think it's perfectly fitting considering, you know, how it happens, and then there's this outrage in America. You know, of course you have hundreds, if not thousands of people's lives ruined by this, and in a month or two, it's kind of like brushed under the carpet, and people just get on with their lives. I'm talking specifically the people in charge of like gun legislation and shit like that. They don't really care. I guess they dance around the problem, and they don't. They try and skirt around the issue, and I guess that's what, you know, making a song about this topic in this style can kind of represent, where like you've buried the lead essentially. But I do like the fact that, you know, in the thing it literally said straight away this song is about school shootings, so it's not like misconstrued. And I think you know, the kind of absurdity and like dystopia of doing a song like that in this style can sometimes hit harder than, you know, a straight up, you know, super sad, slow ballad about a really, really serious topic. It's that kind of absurdity you feel when, you know, there's the school shooting in Uvalde, and then, you know, a couple of days or weeks later, you have an NRA freaking convention where people are handing out free bullets to people and selling RPGs and shit. It's so absurd. Next song is Part of the Band.
She was part of the Air Force, I was part of the band. I always used to burst into the hand. And my.
Kind of reminds me of fucking Burn the Witch by Radiohead.
Boy, it was kind of lame. So many cringes and heroin binges. I was coming off the hinges, living on the fringes of my imagination.
It's kind of interesting that as soon as he'd mentioned, being on heroin and living on the fringes, that like the strings got a bit more dissonant and creepy.
Vaccinista, toe bag chic baristas, Sydney stomach communist keisters.
What? That was interesting. That one felt maybe like the most personal so far. Next one is Oh Caroline.
Suicidal, you've been gone for weeks. If I'm undecided, I'll try. 'Cause you're on my mind.
This sounds like Toto.
For me, you're getting on my nerves, but getting on my knees. Getting
About the piano.
I wanna get it this time.
I like that hook a lot.
So always on my mind. Don't wanna waste my life without you, baby. I wanna get it right.
One big crescendo, go on. This is fire. I love that song. Felt super, it felt like an extension of Africa by Toto, but a bit more melancholic, I guess. The catchiest one so far. That's going to be in my head. I really messed with that song. Okay, next song is I'm in Love with You. I just want to say, this feels so far like the most straightforward of the albums. Like, it's sonically definitely more consistent. That doesn't mean it's better or worse, but it's sonically more consistent than the last two albums, and it feels more like just upfront about feelings. Usually, Matty Healy writes like observational stuff, about like social shit and political stuff and things that are happening on the internet and stuff. And of course, he talks about sex and drugs and stuff like that, but this feels a bit more like, I guess, straight from the heart. I've never heard a more just straightforward love song from them. No! Oh, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I just got a notification that Robbie Coltrane, who played Hagrid in Harry Potter, just died. That's ruined my fucking day, man. I haven't mentioned this yet, but we have to shout out Jack Antonoff, who's been like the MVP for so many albums over the last 5 years. Lana Del Rey, he's worked on some of her best shit. Lorde, he's worked on some of her best shit. Taylor Swift, he co-produced her best album to date, Folklore. I'm pretty sure he's co-producing this entire album with the 1975. Shout out Jack Antonoff. I'm in love with you. Like I said, the most, I guess, straightforward, just, there's not that much subtext in that song. Of course, again, it's, very stream of consciousness type shit, but it's just, I'm in love with you, and I guess, like, in the beginning where he's like, oh, I think I found the words, oh, I'll finally say it, and I guess it's, finally getting to a point where sometimes the simplest things are the hardest things to say. Next song is All I Need to Hear. That sounds like a really old piano.
Get out my record when you go away.
I hear you.
People are talking. If I can't be holding you near, tell me you love me. That's all I need to hear.
It's so simple. Do you know? I think a lot of people, I guess a lot of people who might be turned off by Matty Healy's writing style might enjoy this more, just because, again, I understand and I enjoy it. I enjoy the last 3 albums, but I understand people put off by the on the nose politics and social commentary and stuff. I really like it. Love It If We Made It is one of my favorite songs ever. But this is way more stripped back and simple and to the point. And like I said, it's a bit more from the heart. The other approach for some people can sound a bit removed and you've put too much thought into these words and it's I found the right words there. I can understand people's gripes with that. So people that might not gravitate towards that might fuck with this a bit more. That's funny. He said, George, do the hi-hats now.
So many friends
This is really good.
means much more, so much more.
So much more.
Pick up my call. See I wrote you a letter. Oh, I don't care if you're insincere. Just tell me what I wanna hear.
Okay, there's a darker twist. He said, I don't care if you're insincere, just tell me what I want to hear. So this is not a love song. This is a song about a deeply insecure person. I thought it was a love song. I really like how that hook has been recontextualized now.
Oh, tell me you love me. That's all I need to hear.
Interesting. First, I love the aesthetic. It sounded, like it was recorded in some basement or some shit. I love how simple it was as well. How simply you can communicate things. You don't have to just pack in all these fucking words. I hate it when people just try to force shit. But it was like a twist ending because it sounds like a super romantic, outpouring of love and emotions. Just the only thing that matters to me is your love. And then the twist is that it's not even your love. It's just hearing that I don't even care if it's real. That's fucked up. Okay, the next song is Wintering.
She walks down the stairs, feeling herself, looking like she just won a court case.
What the fuck?
Yeah, she's gone ahead and she plays the Joanna Grading, but she's got no soul. He joins in sex for fat ass and he's 10 years old. I bumped into Judy in the co-op, she asked how the family's been.
I bumped into Dewey in the co-op. That's funny because I just bought a Frappuccino from co-op. Yeah.
Give my chair to my mom cause her back hurts.
Is this literally just him talking about his family coming together for Christmas and them exchanging these mundane stories? I don't know. Even, like I said, even though this feels like the most straightforward album, we've still covered a strange and eclectic array of topics school shootings and going home for Christmas and boners. Next song is Human 2. I haven't seen Human 1, so am I going to understand it? I love tremolo guitars.
Considering me, looking through you, but I've always been the same. Oh, don't you know that I'm a human? 'Cause I know that I'm a human. 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 'Cause I
Nice. This feels very Bon Iver inspired.
Sorry about the bomb thing I served you. I'm sorry that I quite like seeing myself on the news, but I've always been this way.
I mean, that's a lot of self-awareness.
Always been the same.
Ooh, I like this. I like this a lot.
You know that you're human too. And don't you know that I'm human too?
Nah, see, it's subtle. It's subtle. I love it.
Oh, tell me you're human.
See, I love just when simple ideas can carry the song. I love
Tell
that.
me you're human.
Do you know what? I'm really glad that I felt I was worried that like the more that hook went on, they would have just added too much to it and like had this like grand epic ending. I'm so glad that they showed that self-restraint. I think it makes it a more powerful song. Penultimate song is About You. Yeah, more Baroque strings. Is that Matty singing?
Somewhere I go when I need to remember your face. Do you think I've forgotten?
Ooh.
Do you think I've forgotten?
There's something still kind of unsettling. Who's that? I like her voice. This and the creepy strings are coming back. Do you think that I've forgotten? Do you think that I've forgotten about? Nice. Again, songs with simple ideas drives it. That was 5 minutes? Didn't feel like 5 minutes at all. Really, like it felt like the most sad. That felt like the saddest and dreariest song so far, which is surprising considering we literally had a song about school shootings. Okay, we've got to the final song. This album's gone by really quickly, actually. When We Are Together.
Central Park is SeaWorld for trees.
Central Park is SeaWorld for trees.
Couch wearing my sweater.
Someone's going ham on the fucking fiddle.
I like socks with sandals. She's more into sex.
He said, I like socks with sandals. For a second, I thought he said, I like sex with sandals, because that would be fucking demonic.
Today we both got cancelled because I'm a racist and you're some kind of slag.
Who is this song about? It was poorly handled when we got cancelled because I'm a racist and you're a something? What? I don't know if that's about himself. Because, you know, he talked about I know, you know, he's been in the public eye for doing certain things that have been considered, you know, out of taste and stuff. You know, to the point, I haven't heard anyone call him racist. I've never seen or heard anything that would lead me to believe Matty Healy's anywhere near being a racist. You know, maybe there are some corners of the internet that have said that. I don't know, man.
Only time I feel I might get better is when we are together.
But see, that's a dependency. That's a dependency, bro. Again, that's kind of fucked up. The only time I feel like I will get better is when we are together. On the surface, that sounds romantic and it sounds loving, but it's not. If your mental well-being and physical well-being and just well-being in general depends on your partner, that's not a healthy relationship.
It's just a way to get you biting. The truth is that our egos are absurd.
See, again, even though this album is, you know, more from the heart, a bit more open and willing to discuss, you know, love and relationships and stuff, there's still that edge of cynicism that, you know, earmarks a Matty Healy written song.
I thought we were fighting, but it seems I was gaslighting you. I didn't know that it had its own way. You still ask about the cows.
That's kind of fucked up as well, because like I thought we were fighting, but I guess we were gaslighting. Is kind of like Inception. It's like gaslighting within gaslighting. It's like, oh, what? I didn't realize I was gaslighting. I thought we were fighting. That's fucked. I wonder if this loops back in to the opening track. I would love to know. Yes! Yes! Ah, I fucking knew it! Nice. Okay, alright, that is the album. I really, really thoroughly enjoyed that. And do you know what? It kind of makes sense, this coming off the heels of Notes on a Conditional Form, because that was by far, you know, it was like an hour and a half. It was so eclectic. There was so many different styles. You know, like I said at the top of the video, there was punk. There was, you know, there were ballads. There was folk in there. There was pop. There was R&B. There was garage. There was soul. There was everything. So it makes more sense to follow that up with a more stripped back and focused record. And I'd say it really works for 90% of this album. I like the marriage of, you know, the distinct kind of Matty Healy writing style and 1975 sound. You know, there's still the weird kind of eclectic little splashes of experimentation here and there, but it's wrapped up in a more easy to consume, easy to digest, neat little bow. You know, the issue that some people have with Matty Healy's writing style is that it's super cynical. It's super pretentious with all these references to philosophy and to politics and to these writers that people have never heard of. And for the most part, that is gone. Again, I don't mind that. A lot of people do. So I think you'll find a lot of people will turn their heads towards this album who might not have enjoyed previous 1975 albums. I guess I kind of should have guessed that, considering, you know, this is made in collaboration with Jack Antonoff, and like I've mentioned, you know, the albums he's worked on with like Lorde and Taylor Swift and Lana Del Rey, they're all very sonically and thematically consistent. So it's no surprise that this follows that trend. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed that. I don't know if I enjoyed it more than Notes or not. I'm going to go back and listen to this over and over again, of course. But yeah, those are my thoughts on this new 1975 album. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Make sure to like, subscribe, dong the bell, and I will see you next time.